30.
Four of us, we're good.
No. Okay, it's 6:30. We're going to call the Ordinance Committee meeting to order for Thursday, July 25th. Please call the roll.
Councilors Crampits,
Here.
Brooks, Arriaga,
Here.
Labrie,
Here.
Roy.
Here. All right, seeing as we have a quorum, please mute your phones. Also in attendance is our DPW Superintendent, Elizabeth Batista, Assistant to the DPW Superintendent, John Bollier, Commission on the Disabled, Chairman Al Kendall, Chris Scott from Forestry, sorry, and then Steve Zazowski from Human Resources, and I see some other folks around the table. We have Carla, our administrative assistant, and we have our attorney, Tim Riley. We're going to be changing the agenda order up a little bit. Are there, Al, are some of these folks from the Commission on the Disabilities here? Can you introduce them, please?
All right,
Oh, okay. All right, thank you. Okay, well, thank you for coming tonight. In compliance with the open meeting laws, the City of Chicopee is recording this meeting. Is anyone else in the audience or on Zoom video or audio taping this meeting? If so, please state your name and organization. No one's acknowledging that they're recording the meeting. We're going to start off with item 1, and then we're going to possibly jump around a little bit. Is Vanetta Holiday here? Okay, all right. We're going to take you second, but I just wanted to make sure we're here before I change the ordinance around because otherwise, unfortunately, you would have been at the end of the meeting, and I don't think you want to stay here that long. So we're going to start off with item 1. Item 1 is be it ordained by the City Council that the Code of the City of Chicopee for the year 1991 as amended be here as amended and be and is hereby amended further as follows. Chapter 257.8, removal of unhealthy trees, and add to Chapter 257-8, 257-8A, any tree on public property that is cut down or removed by the city for any reason must be replaced by one tree if the diameter of the trunk of the removed tree is less than 1 foot, or 2 trees if the diameter of the trunk of the removed tree is greater than or equal to a foot. The replacement tree must be planted within 1 year of the removal tree. This was filed by Councilor Piniac Costello, so I'm going to open up. Okay. Well, actually, I'm going to let's see.
Public input.
We're going to open it up to public input. Public input is 3 minutes or less, and just please state your name and address. This order was filed by Councilor Piniac Costello. Is anyone here for public input on this item?
Hi, Mary Beth Piniac Costello, 66 Foss Avenue. So I filed this at the request actually of a few residents, actually citywide, and they asked if we could look at tree replacement. So in conversations with different residents, we came up with this particular request. So we're just submitting it to the Ordinance Committee. I'm very happy that the tree warden is here, Mr. Scott. So thank you for your consideration.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else on this item here for public input? Anyone on Zoom for public input on this item? Public input on this item. Can I have a motion to close?
Public input.
Motion seconded to close public input. Please call the roll to close public input.
Councilors Crampas,
Yes.
Arriaga,
Yes.
Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
Yes. And public input is closed. And I will let our DPW superintendent, or if she wants to defer to Chris Scott, I will let either one of them or John speak on this issue. Okay, just make sure you have the microphones in front so people can hear you and then it can be recorded.
Because there's a microphone over there. So this ordinance change is somewhat impactful to our department. You know, we are a green city. We've committed to building our urban tree inventory. Sometimes people don't realize that a tree comes down not just because of a natural, like, weather emergency. A lot of times it's due to the reason that the roots are weak, and I think Chris can speak to this, but we have a lot of trees in different locations that are diseased or planted in a place that they're really not thriving. And so for us as an expert, as the tree warden, he makes those decisions, right? Tree comes down, just like we did at Bowens Park, they were all diseased, took the trees down, we planted what we could and what was appropriate for that space. Constricting or putting these requirements on us, we're not going to be successful because we can't always satisfy the request of this ordinance change. We often do, you know, public tree plantings. Well, before COVID kind of slowed everything down, but we will be having another volunteer tree event. Residents, we have a program, residents can request trees planted if a tree came down and they want a new tree planted, or they don't have a tree for some reason. Years ago it came down and nobody ever planted one. They could put in a request. But forestry is a very small department, and to put us in a situation where, you know, we have to take the tree down, then, you know, we have to remove the stump. We're already behind on stumps. We have a laundry list of stump removals. And then we have to plant a tree. And you have to, trees to be planted there's certain seasons that they're better suited planting. So I'm not in favor of this ordinance change. I think that right now we're doing a great job. And I want Chris to come up and kind of talk about the progress that he's made over the years since he's been with the city, because I think that's really valuable and important for everybody to know. Chris.
How you doing? Chris Scott, tree warden for the city. So I must say, I love the idea of this ordinance, but the reality of this ordinance, just, it's too restraining on my department. And I also think people don't realize how many trees are being planted. We have a partnership with the DCR Greening the Gateway program. They've planted over 2,000 trees, mainly in the Willimantic area, but when the governor came for our Arbor Day celebration, they announced the Cooling the Corridors program, which really expanded the planting. Other neighborhoods they can go in, so there's planting happening there. We're having a pretty robust volunteer planting program. We would plant 100, 150 trees in a weekend. Like Liz said, COVID kind of put the squash on that. When I first got here, sewer separation projects were huge, but the trees weren't being replaced like they should have been. And I started really clamping down on that because we have a 2-for-1 policy already on the removal of healthy trees. So if a tree has to come down for an infrastructure project, a resident petitions for a tree removal because they want to put a driveway in to build a house. In all those instances, the 2-for-1 policy comes into effect. This would be adding to the high-risk trees that we remove. And when, say, well, last week we had a windstorm, Willimantic, a straight line wind. It was narrow, But because of that storm, we had to remove 10 trees that were damaged. That's 10 stumps we have to grind. That's now, if this ordinance passed, that's 20 trees we'd have to plant. And all that takes time that we don't have. And we've tried to implement our planting policy in a way that we do what we can that's reasonable. Because the other part of this is new plantings require a lot of resources and aftercare to succeed. Because we have to water, they all need pruning. I'm sure if anybody is in a neighborhood where we've done plantings in recent years, they're in the sidewalks, they're in the road, and to train those trees to not be long-term problems and to be a benefit to the public, we have to take care of that stuff. And all these additional plantings it'd just be too great a burden. In a perfect world, I'd be, yeah, let's do it. But I mean, you're talking a lot of additional resources to make it happen. And I just hope we don't have to be constrained. I mean, what I feel is we're doing a pretty good job right now. I mean, I know things are better now than when I started. And yeah, they could be better, but we have to work within our means as well. So thank you for your consideration.
You? Said John, or? Okay, all right. Anyone on the committee want to speak on this?
Yeah, I mean,
Councilor
I've seen over the years, especially in Ward 8, the volunteer planting, Lee had, I think it was Lee Pouliot that had a grant and so much money for so many trees, and they did numerous streets, and they're the nice trees that they're ornamental, like, you know, maybe 15 feet high. They don't grow up into the wires. And they're almost on every street, you know, Ledger Avenue, going right down Dickinson, Trilby, Arcade. You know, I'm missing a lot of streets, but it was a huge undertaking, and they all came out great. There was a couple that had to be replaced, but people wanted them replaced, we replaced them. So we already are doing it, you know, without a mandate, you know, without an ordinance. So I'm kind of happy with our forestry department. Anytime I ask them to do something, they're right on it. So.
Anyone else on the committee? Well, can I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Want to approve? Oh, okay, all right. All right, motion to approve. I'll second that, motion to approve. Please call the roll.
Councilors Crampits,
Hold on, I'm sorry, did you want to speak again? That's okay, all right. They have to vote on it.
We're voting no, right?
Okay, all right. No,
Council
I understand, okay.
Brooks,
Okay, I'm
Ariaga,
sorry. Can you just start the roll call again, please?
Councilors Crampits,
No. The motion's to approve, but
He said no.
we're gonna vote unfavorably on it. Motion to approve, but we're voting against it.
Don't they sign it?
No, we'll be signing it after the roll call.
Ariaga?
No.
Labrie?
No.
Roy?
No.
Well, I mean, you can say it that way if you want, but.
Try to put my glasses
Okay. And the motion is for or against. I'll just say not practical at this time. Okay, and that will go before the full city council on Tuesday, August 6th. And can I have a motion to take item 29 out of order, please? Seconded to take item 29 out of order. We need to we do the roll call for that?
Yes, and I need to get that fine, I didn't realize you were doing that, so I have to have a minute for that.
Okay.
Public.
What number are we going?
We're gonna go to
Get that far
29.
yet.
It's the last page.
Who motioned that?
Gary motioned it. I believe it was Gary, yeah. That you motioned to take item 29 out of order?
Jerry.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jerry motioned. to take item
No.
It was me.
Oh,
Yeah.
Abigail motioned to take item 29 out of order.
Who's on second?
Councilors Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga,
Yes.
Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
Yes.
Okay, and item 29 has been taken out of order, and I just go ahead and read the order, correct? Okay. Be it ordered by the City Council of the City of Chicopee as follows, that Chapter 260, as amended on February 21st, 1995, be further amended by adding to the following in schedule. Other, handicap parking, 78 Muzzy Street. I had filed this order, or refiled it, because this came before the ordinance subcommittee and then before the full city council. And I spoke to Vanetta Holliday, and she wanted a chance to come before the ordinance committee to explain why she wanted to have the handicap parking sign there. So after talking to the law department and trying to figure out, since we don't have an appeal process, I refiled the order so that she could come in and you know, give her opinion. And I guess there's others here for probably public input as well on this issue. So I will open it up to public input, and I'm sure Ms. Holliday will want to speak on this. So please come forward and talk at the microphone up there, and just need your name and address, please.
Vanetta Holiday, 78 Muzzy Street. Reason why I'm asking for the handicap parking is because the stairs in the back, which there is parking, I grant that, but they're not suitable for me. They're too steep, and I'm too shaky on my feet with a walking stick going up and down those stairs. They're very narrow, and there's only a rail on one side, and even putting the second rail is gonna make it even worse for me. So coming in through the front door, I can get straight in the house, and not have to worry about the rain making it slick, or the snow making it slick, or just the angle, because when I walk up it, I'm totally off balance.
Okay, is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, I just want to explain my, reasoning for
Okay.
asking for it.
All right. Well,
And I want to be safe going in and out of my house. And those stairs is not where it's gonna be. Going up and down the front is hard enough for me. But those in the back, I can't do it, because then I'd have to walk all the way around the sidewalk to get into the front of the house. And then it's not good for me. Because the snow, the slipperiness, I mean, I can walk on the flat ground, yeah, but my balance is still off.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for coming out to speak tonight.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else for public input on this?
I wanted to talk to her while she was.
Oh, I'm sorry. If you can come up, Mr. Kendall from the Commission on Disability would like to ask you some questions, so we'll allow it.
The chairman of the Commission on Disability. My reference was a positive reference, but there are other factors that have to be taken into account, and I just wanted to clarify for myself to see what my recommendation would be to sustain. Are you talking about stairs coming onto your driveway from in the back?
Yeah, they said because there's parking in the back, they can't give me the space in the front.
Oh, they can't.
And the stairs in the back are too steep and too narrow for me.
Are you on the second floor?
Yes, I'm on the second.
Oh, okay. So it's easier for you
It's
to come
easier
down
to come
this?
through the front because wide enough, the rail is there, and if I do get off balance, there's a wall on the other side.
Ah, okay.
And I can actually sit down if I
Because-
need to.
Because you see, nobody could see that
Right.
unless we went in and talked to you and
That's,
you showed us.
that's the whole thing right there. How can you make a determination without seeing how it is affecting me?
That's why I wanted to
That's,
ask.
that's the thing. I mean, everybody is different. They have their own abilities and disabilities, but you have to actually see how it's affecting me and my ability to go in and out that back space.
If she would allow me into the apartment
would
and
love
I could
to.
see
That's-
myself,
I
I
mean-
would be willing to recommend to the commission.
I would love to show you. I mean, I'm going on vacation, in the next couple of days, but I'd love to show you.
Okay,
I'll
all
leave
right,
that
well, we'll see if there's anyone else that wants to
Okay.
speak on this issue, and then we can kind of,
Thank you.
go
Thank you
from
very
there.
much.
At least anyone that wants to, Jerry, did you have a question for? Oh, I'm sorry, we have another question for you. I guess I should ask if any has any questions for the applicant before you
Yes.
have her sit back down, I'm sorry.
Are there any other handicapped folks?
Well,
Your
my
street.
landlord, her grandmother just moved in, and she has a ramp out front.
And now you do realize if this materializes,
Right.
it's not gonna be your
I know,
dedicated.
it's not gonna be permanent, it's not gonna be just for me,
Well,
it's gonna be for
anybody that's
anyone with
handicapped can park
handicap,
there.
I understand that, I understand that.
Well, you know that.
You know, but it would allow not only me to get in and out, but it would allow her grandmother, which has a handicap, to use the front to get in and out. But, 'cause she's gotta do the same thing, she's gotta go all the way around the house to get into the front. And they got a side door, but she can't make it up those stairs, it's too many stairs, and she doesn't walk at all, so. Thank you.
Okay, is there anyone else that has a question for her before she sits down? Just wanted to make sure, I didn't want you coming back down, so, okay. Is there anyone else, for public input on this, issue? Anyone else for public input? If, no one on, is there anyone on Zoom for public input? Anyone on Zoom for public input? Nope, then can I,
Motion to close public input.
motion seconded to close public input, please call the roll.
Councilors Crampits,
Yes.
Ariaga, Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
And public input is closed. I'm sure, DPW superintendent has some, comments on this. So, Superintendent Batista, if you could speak on it, please. Yeah, I'm sorry, can you speak at a microphone, please? I'm sorry.
So this is something that for as long as I've been here, and I know my predecessor before me has dealt with. And, we want to be compassionate for these people because we understand that they have a need. The problem is the right-of-way is not suitable for handicap parking, right? There isn't a handicap ramp there. There's no, designated, what do they call them? Access routes marked out. When you think of handicap parking, you look in a parking lot and you have to have that area around the vehicle to enable any person who has a handicap parking placard to safely exit or enter into their vehicle without, having to worry about what's around them, right? And so one thing that I really stress all the time is that when there's off-street parking, should we be getting involved in a situation where we're putting ourselves liable by saying, we're putting handicap parking space here, we're saying as a city that this is handicapped accessible for every form of disability that receives that placard. And we can't say that for these locations that there's being requests made. I understand for her, it seems like a building accessibility issue, which is not something that we, you know, are responsible for within the right of way. So my stance is that I do not recommend a handicap parking space or sign be placed in the right of way because of the fact that we can't ensure safety for anybody with a handicap or disability. You know, think about a wheelchair accessible van or anything like that who has a placard, who should be able to also park there and get out of their vehicle, you know. That's all.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone else that wants to speak on this from either the Commission on Disability or from HR? Are you on the Commission for Disability? Okay, all right, if you can talk to the microphone, speak, please.
Good afternoon. My name is Quentin Murray. I thought I was going to be speaking with you guys today, but my comment about the issue here is if your department, your DPW, if the DPW is not in charge of making the call on not having a handicap placard, then how can they deny the request for a handicap placard? You know, if the residents, I didn't get the address completely, but the residents need to be viewed, they need to be looked at and checked out. You know, the resident understands that, you know, anybody can park there that has a handicap placard. Okay, she understands, she agrees with that, but how can we not put a placard, consider putting a placard there when that's a serious request? You know, one of my reasons for wanting to be there is because sometimes I'm temporarily disabled in my own residence. I can't get up the stairs sometimes, you know, but I can, you know, so I make arrangements inside, but, you know, a request like that should be looked into. It should be, you know, anybody on the commission or a bunch of us on the commission should go by, take pictures. You know, she made a statement already, but to see exactly why she's requesting it and see if it makes sense to have it for her, the other a lady who's in the same building, that should be considered. You know, I don't know if anybody here has been temporarily disabled or permanently disabled for a while and getting a little bit better, but anything like that for somebody that's handicapped, they're telling you that I want to go to the store, but when I come back, I gotta go. I can't even carry my groceries up the stairs when I get to the steps. Something like that should not be brushed off to the side. It should be considered, at least looked at, take pictures, and get a better understanding of why this request is being made. That's my
Thank you.
statement.
Kendall?
There are several reasons why a legitimate request for accommodation can be denied. The mandate that the Commission on Disability has from the ADA and the mandate to the city is that we're responsible for safety and accessibility. They often conflict. We have to make a judgment. We have, for years, cooperated very well and have had good support from our highway department because we have several conflicting concerns. For example, legality. We declined a petition for a handicapped spot on Chicopee Street. Why? It's against the law. It's a state highway. We cannot accommodate that, no matter how compassionate we may be and considerate we may be. Secondly, we have denied additional handicap spots that are legitimate in an area where there are several handicap signs already. because we do not want a forest of handicap signs around the city, because yes, any handicap sign is a space for someone with a placard who can use it anytime, which means if it's in the front of your house and you have a neighbor who is always at odds with you and is the same situation and has the same privilege, we've had police involved in this. I'm sorry, you cannot do this. We also have a number of streets. Willimantic is very famous for that. We must also consider, as we do in every situation where public facilities are used, the fire department, the police department, and anything that requires accessibility to that street. If we put a handicap sign in a street that cannot accommodate a handicap sign because it will not accommodate the fire trucks, it will not allow for public safety reasons, that no matter how compassionate, caring, and considerate we are, we cannot agree to such an accommodation. Now, in our visit to Muzzy Street for this particular consideration, we considered a couple of things. And the basic consideration is there's a street, it's a corner house, so there's a street coming up. And yes, as the highway director indicated, there has to be a specialized notification placement for the street to accommodate safety. Because when you come up the side street, if the fire truck cannot come up the side street and cut across and make it onto Muzzy Street, we cannot allow an accommodation. I used my head ruler, which is probably not the best thing to do, but I determined that there was enough turn, and I'm not a professional fireman or highway person, but there was enough turn there for emergency vehicles, and it would not obstruct traffic because there is a large enough space near the driveway. The contention apparently here also, which we would like to consider, is that this is, and she had mentioned something that we did not know and we were not advised of, is that she's under a restriction from the landlord in accessibility to the parking space. So she is not the homeowner who has a private parking space. So my recommendation would be to your honorable committee would be, can we put this off and have a site investigation ourselves and come back with a more thoughtful recommendation? Would that be a problem?
We can certainly consider it. I mean, if there's other folks on the committee that want to speak on it, that's fine, and then we'll discuss it amongst, the ordinance committee members and then come up with a decision on that.
I just wanted to explain.
Okay. Yeah. So, are there any questions from the committee? Yeah, I mean, I don't mind, postponing it to the call of the chair, and then once, I'm just concerned, I'm empathetic to Ms. Holliday, but I'm also concerned about the liability, because there are ADA requirements for what a handicap parking space is supposed to be. And, on that street, I don't see that happening. And, if it was like almost big enough, you'd be like, well, that's okay. But I'm willing to, let the commission members, go out and visit the site and come up with a report, and then we can, have another meeting on this and figure out if there's, some sort of happy medium or something like that, and then, or it's gonna be a yay or nay, decision. But, for me personally, I'm willing to postpone to the call of the chair so that the commission has a chance to go out and take a look. And, you know, maybe, engineering can go with them, and then that way they're both on at the same site. Maybe the fire department as well, if there's questions about emergency vehicles, and then we can kind of, you know, everybody's there and they can kind of, you know, share their thoughts, and then, you know, we can have it come back before the ordinance committee and see what the thoughts are, and then, you know, make a decision, you know, one way or the other. So, I'm willing to postpone the call of the chair if there's no other comments, from any members on this, committee. If somebody could make a
motion to, postpone to the call of the chair.
okay. Motion seconded to postpone to the call of the chair. Please call the roll.
Councilors Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga,
Yes.
Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
Yes.
And the motion to postpone the call of the chair has been approved 4-0. And what will happen is this will go to the full city council meeting on Tuesday, August 6th, and then it'll be referred back to committee. And then Al or whomever can get back to me once there's been a site visit, and you know, we can go from there. I just want to say I respect the different viewpoints on this. I know this is tough because everybody kind of has their own field that an expertise is in, and you know, I understand where engineering is coming from on this, you know, about the roadway and the liability, and I certainly understand where the commission on disability is coming from. So I look forward to, you know, hearing back, and we'll continue this. So thank you. And I guess we will end it here. Yeah, I just want to make sure, before I ask, okay, can I have a motion to take out of order items 15 through 28? You know, for the traffic and other signs.
Motion to take item 15 through 28 out of order.
Second the motion to take items 15 through 28 out of order. Please call the roll. Okay, take your time. And we do them as a group, but we don't have to do them individually.
28.
Right, but I mean, I can take the whole group out of order though, and then, okay, all right.
The last half of all of it.
Yeah, yeah, items 15 through 28.
To 28.
Yep, 15 through 28.
Councilors Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga,
Yes.
Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
Yes.
And the motion has been approved to take items 15 through 28 out of order. Oh. Make sure I get Doug's sheet here before I jump into that. Okay. All right. Item 15, be it ordered by the City Council of the City of Chicopee as follows: that Chapter 260, as amended on February 21st, 1995, be further amended by adding to the following in schedule isolate the stop sign and signal lights, Woodland Avenue, traveling north at the intersection of Britton Street. Isolate the stop sign, filed by Councilor Piniac Costello. I will open it up to public input. Is there anyone here to speak on public input for this? Anyone on Zoom for public input on this? And a motion to close public input? We're on item 15. Just let me know when you're ready.
Councilors Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga,
Yes.
Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
Yes.
And we have now closed public input. I will read from City Engineer Doug Ellis's report. He could not make it tonight. He had a previous engagement, but he submitted the report. Most of these are pretty straightforward. On this one, the item 15, the proposed wording is acceptable. I don't know if anyone else has anything they wanted to add to that. Okay. All right. Anyone from the committee have any questions or on this? Okay. Can I?
Approve.
Okay. Motion seconded to approve. Please call the roll. Motion to approve. Please call the roll for approval. Yep, the motion was to approve. Yeah, she made the motion.
I was talking to Al, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Councilors Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga,
Yes.
Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Okay, and this has been approved 4-0. We'll go before the full city council on Tuesday, August 6th meeting. And now we're on to item 16. About that, Carl? I don't want to jump around that. Okay. All right. Item 16, be it ordered by the City Council of the City of Chicopee as follows: that Chapter 260, as amended on February 21st, 1995, be further amended by striking from the following in schedule: parking regulations, Grattan Street, east side in front of 558 Grattan, time limited parking, which is currently at 1 hour parking. This was filed by Councilors Labrie and Laflamme, so I'll let Councilor Labrie speak on it first.
Yeah, this is just, we're cleaning it up. The sign's gonna stay where it is. The wording is already on the sign that says Monday through Friday. So the thing that they might have to change it to Saturday, but that's on item 17. So this is straightforward. We're just cleaning it up. The sign's staying there. It's already there, so we're not really changing much. But the ordinance says 1 hour, and it doesn't have the Monday through Saturday on the ordinance.
Okay. All right. Is there anyone here for public input on this item? Anyone here for public input on this item? Anyone on Zoom for public input on this item? Anyone on Zoom for public input? Close public input.
Motion to close public input.
Motion second to close public input. Please call the roll to close public input.
Councilors Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga,
Yes.
Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
Yes.
Alrighty, and on item 16, Doug Ellis said this existing ordinance is being replaced by item 17. The wording is correct. So are there any questions from the committee on this one? I have a motion, please.
Motion to approve item 16.
Motion to approve. Please call the roll.
Councilors Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga,
Yes.
Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
Yes. Okay, oh, yeah, you gotta sign it, right, Jerry? Yep. Sorry. And item 16 has been approved, 4-0, for striking, and this will go before the full city council on Tuesday, August 6th. And now we move on to item 17. Be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Chicopee as follows, that Chapter 260 as amended on February 21st, 1995, be further amended by adding to the following in schedule: parking regulations, Grattan Street, east side of pole number 46, time limit parking, 1 hour parking, Monday through Saturday. And this was filed by Councilor Labrie.
So the proprietor of the beauty salon had it there, and she it says Monday through Friday, but she wanted you know, to make sure that it said Saturday. She's has a problem there on Saturday morning with people parking, and which aren't her customers, so she just wanted that one spot in front of her business. So she had one before, but it wasn't clear in the ordinance, and the sign said Monday through Friday. So this cleans it up, and we're gonna have to fix the sign, just take off the Friday and put Saturday. I don't know how they can do that, but they'll figure it out.
Okay. All right. This was 16. And comments from engineering, no comment. This had already been worked out between you and Doug. Is there anyone here for public input on this item? Anyone on Zoom for public input on this item? Anyone on Zoom for public input? Motion to close public input.
Close public input.
Motion second to close public input. Please call the roll.
Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga,
Yes.
Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
And public input has been closed. Any comments from DPW? Okay. Can I have any comments from the committee? Okay, can I have a
Motion to
motion?
approve item number 17.
All right, motion to approve and seconded. Item number 17. Please call the roll for approval.
Councilors Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga.
Yes.
Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
Yes. Okay, and the motion to approve the ordinance has been approved 4-0, and this will go before the full city council on Tuesday, August 6th. All right, item number 18. Be it ordained by the City Council for the City of Chicopee as follows, that Chapter 260 as amended on February 21st, 1995, be further amended by adding to the following in schedule: parking regulations. Edmund Street, north side, 25 feet from St. James Avenue. Parking prohibited here to corner with arrows. I filed this order. Essentially, I think it was last year, we had done no parking regulations for the south side, and that seemed to settle things down. And then people started parking on, well, they were already parking on the north side, but then people were parking like right up to the sidewalk, and in some cases even past the sidewalk towards the road. And this creates a hazard when people were pulling in off of St. James Avenue, going to the falls, coming out of Springfield. So to encourage public safety, after speaking to Doug Ellis, we came up with doing 25 feet seemed to be a reasonable expectation to clear that out so people could pull in. Is there anyone here for public input on this matter? Is there anyone on Zoom for public input on this matter? I'll just read Doug's comments. Proposed ordinance was developed in conjunction with Councilor Crumpets. So I kind of covered that. And, for public input, can I have a motion to close public input?
Motion to close public input.
Motion seconded to close public input. Please call the roll.
Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga,
Yes.
Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
Yes.
And public input is closed. Any comments from the committee? Okay, can I have a motion to approve, please?
Motion to approve item number 8.
A motion seconded to approve, item number 18. Please call the roll.
Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga,
Yes.
Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
And the motion has been approved 4-0, and this will go before the full city council on Tuesday, August 6th. Item number 19, be it ordered by the city council of the city of Chicopee as follows: that chapter 260 as amended on February 21st, 1995, be further amended by adding to the following in schedule. Isolated stop sign and signal lights. Eastern Avenue, traveling north at the intersection of Empire Street, isolated stop sign. This was filed by Councilor Goff. Is there anyone here for public input on this item? Anyone on Zoom for public input on this item? I have a motion to close public input.
Public input.
Motion second to close public input. Please call the roll.
Councilors Crumpets,
Yes.
Brooke, Ariaga.
Yep.
Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
And public input is closed. See, input from engineering on this. This was 19. Doug Ellis' comments were the proposed ordinance, in item 19 were developed, item 19 through 25, but, item 19 was developed in conjunction with Councilor Goff. Other comments? Any comments from the committee? Can I have a motion, please? Motion seconded to approve item 19. Please call the roll.
Councilors Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga,
Yes.
Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
Oh. Just trying to throw everybody off. And the item has been approved 4-0, and this will go before the full city council on Tuesday, August 6th. Item number 20. Be it ordained by the city council of the city of Chicopee as follows: that chapter 260 as amended on February 21st, 1995, be further amended by adding to the following in schedule: isolated stop signs and signal lights. Eastern Avenue, traveling south at the intersection of McKinstry Avenue, isolated stop sign. This was proposed by Councilor Goff. And I'll just read the comments from engineering. Item 20. Proposed ordinance was developed in conjunction with Councilor Goff. Is there anyone here for public input on this item? Anyone on Zoom for public input on this item? Seeing none, can I have a motion to close public input?
Motion to close public input.
Motion second to close public input. Please call the roll.
Councilors Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga, Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
And public input is closed. Are there any questions from the committee members? Okay, can I have a motion, please?
Item number 20.
Motion to approve. Please call the roll for approval.
Councilors Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga,
Yes.
Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
Yes.
All right. And this will go before the full city, it's been approved 4-0. This will go before the full city council on Tuesday, August 6th. Item 21. Be ordained by the city council of the city of Chicopee as follows. Chapter 260 as amended on February 21st, 1995. Be further amended by adding to the following in schedule: isolated stop sign and signal lights, Northern Drive, traveling west at the intersection of Western Avenue, isolated stop sign. This was proposed by Councilor Goff. Engineering, the language was developed in conjunction with Councilor Goff. Is there anyone here for public input on this item? Anyone on Zoom for public input on this item?
Motion to close public input.
Motion seconded to close public input. Please call the roll to close public input.
Councilors Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga,
Yes.
Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
And public input is closed. Any questions from the committee on this item? Okay, can I have a motion then?
Motion to approve item.
Motion to approve item number 21. Please call the roll for approval.
Councilors Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga,
Yes.
Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
Yes.
You say you need to leave or? Oh, okay. Because we do have a quorum if you had to leave, so. No, she mentioned it first, so. The ordinance, proposed ordinance has been approved 4-0. This will go before the full city council on Tuesday, August 6th. All righty, be it ordered by item 22. Be it ordered by the city council of the city of Chicopee as follows: in chapter 260, as amended on February 21st, 1995, be further amended by adding to the following in schedule: isolated stop sign, signal lights, Western Drive, traveling east at the intersection of Crescent Drive, isolated stop sign proposed by Councilor Goff. Again, the language was developed between her and Doug Ellis. Is there anyone here for public input on this item? Anyone on Zoom for public input on this item?
Motion to close public input.
Motion second to close public input on this item. Please call the roll.
Councilors Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga,
Yes.
Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
Public input is closed. Are there any questions from the committee on this? And can I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve item number
Motion to approve, motion seconded to approve item 22. Please call the roll.
Councilors Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga, Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
Okay, all right, and that's been approved 4-0, and this will go before the full city council on Tuesday, August 6th. All right, item number 23. Be it ordained by the city council of the city of Chicopee as follows: in chapter 260 as amended on February 21st, 1995, be further amended by adding to the following in schedule: isolated stop sign and signal lights, Southern Drive, traveling west at the intersection of Crescent Drive, isolated stop sign. This was proposed by Councilor Goff. The language was worked out with city engineer Doug Ellis. Is there anyone here for public input? Anyone on Zoom for public input? Seeing none, can I have a motion to close public input?
Motion to close public input.
Motion second to close public input. Please call the roll to close public input.
Councilors Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga,
Yes.
Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
And public input is closed. Any questions from the committee? Can I have a motion then, please?
Motion to approve item number 23.
to approve. Please call the roll for approval.
Councilors Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga,
Yes.
Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
Alrighty, and the motion is approved 4-0. This will go before the full city council on Tuesday, August 6th. Item number 24, be it ordained by the city council of the city of Chicopee as follows, that chapter 260 as amended on February 21st, 1995, be further amended by adding to the following in schedule: isolated stop sign and signal lights, Crescent Drive, traveling east at the intersection of Eastern Drive, isolated stop sign. This order was from Councilor Goff, and the language was worked out between her and the city engineer for approval. Is there anyone here for public input on this item? Anyone on Zoom for public input on this item? Seeing
Motion to
none,
close public input.
motion to close public input. Please call the roll.
Councilors Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga, Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
Yes.
And public input has been closed. Any questions from the committee on this item? Seeing none, can I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve item number 24.
Motion to approve item number 24. Please call the roll.
Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga,
Yes.
Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
And the order's been approved 4-0. This will go before full city council on Tuesday, August 6th. Item number 25, be it ordained by the city council of the city of Chicopee as follows, in chapter 260 as amended on February 21st, 1995, be further amended by adding to the following in schedule: isolated stop signs and signal lights as follows: Crescent Drive, traveling south at the intersection of McKinstry Avenue, isolated stop sign. This item was by Councilor Goff, and the language is worked out with city engineer Doug Ellis for approval. Is there anyone here for public input on this item? Anyone on Zoom for public input on this item? Seeing none, can I have a motion to close public input? Motion seconded to close public input. Please call the roll.
Councilors Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga,
Yes.
Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
And public input is closed. Are there any questions from the committee? Seeing none, can I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve item.
Motion second to approve. Please call the roll.
Councilors Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga, Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
Okay, and the order's been approved 4-0. This will go before the full city council on Tuesday, August 6th. Item number 26, be it ordained by the city council of the city of Chicopee as follows, that chapter 260 as amended on February 21st, 1995, be further amended by adding to the following in schedule: other handicap parking, 33 Pearlet Avenue, handicap parking. This order was filed by City Councilor Corshane. Is there anyone here in the audience or on Zoom for public input? Anyone in the audience for public input? Anyone on Zoom for public input? I have a motion, please, to close public input.
Motion to close public input.
Motion second to close public input. Please call the roll to close public input.
Councilors Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga, Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
And public input has been closed. Let's see, I know there's some comments from City Engineer Ellis, but let me just make sure there's no other comments. I do not see a report from the Handicap Commission in here. Make sure it's not on the back. No, I do not see one from the Handicap, the Commission on Disabilities. I do have comments on this from City Engineer Ellis for item for 33 Toilette Avenue, handicap parking. 33 Toilette Avenue has a driveway off the street. We do not recommend handicap spaces for locations with off-street parking in driveways or otherwise. The entrance to the building is also not handicap accessible, as these are stairs leading to the building. See also final comments below. This location also does not have any existing compliant handicap accessible route. We do not recommend approval of this request. I think he has further comments. Final comments on handicap parking spaces. The placement of handicap parking spaces must be done where handicap compliant accessible routes are present to the destination where the space is being sought to serve. If the compliant routes are not available, handicap parking spaces should not be approved. Handicap accessible parking spaces should also have aisles at least 60 inches wide and have marked accessibility route to the destination. On a public street, these aisles would be out into the driving lanes of the streets, making for an unsafe and unacceptable layout. Accessible routes also need to have handicap accessible ramps with tactile warning strips where berm/curbing is encountered. For these reasons, handicap parking spaces on public streets should not be approved. These were comments by the city engineer. I don't see a report from Commission on Disability, and there's no one here from that commission on that. So, are there any comments from the committee itself?
I don't have any comments. I just think that, it's a safety issue. You just can't put up a sign and
Right.
expect it to be handicapped. So, I would vote, to deny on this one.
Okay, so you're making a motion to
I'll make a
deny?
motion to approve.
Oh, okay, all right. Motion to approve. Did I do public input on this already?
No.
I didn't? Okay. Is there anyone here for public input on this? Anyone? Anyone on Zoom for public input on this? Seeing none, can I have a motion to close public input?
To close public input.
Motion and second to close public input. Please call the roll.
Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga?
Yes.
Labrie?
Yes.
Roy?
Yes.
And the motion to close public input is passed. We already had comments from the committee, and Councilor Labrie made the motion to approve. And I have seconded it to approval. Can we please call the roll?
Councilors Crumpets,
No.
Ariaga?
No.
Labrie?
No.
Roy?
Nope.
Okay, and the committee report has been unfavorable 4-0. This will go before the full city council on Tuesday, August 6th. Let's see. Item 27. Be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Chicopee as follows, that Chapter 260 as amended on February 21st, 1995 be further amended by adding to the following in schedule. Handicap parking, 52 Northern Drive. This order was filed by Councilor Goff. Is there anyone here for public input on this item? Anyone on Zoom for public input on this item? Being none, can I have a motion to close public input?
Motion.
Motion second to close public input. Please call the roll.
Councilors Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga?
Yes.
Labrie?
Yes.
Roy?
And public input is closed, and I'll just read the, make sure I read the right ones. Comments from the city engineer for item 27. 52 Northern Drive does not have any wait, let me read that again. 52 Northern Drive does not have any off-street driveway parking. The entrance to the building from Northern Drive is not handicap accessible, as there are stairs leading to the building. See the comments, final comments from below. This location also does not have an existing compliant handicap access route. We do not recommend approval of this request. Do I need to read the final comments again for this? I already read it for the other one, or? Okay, well, the placement of handicap ramps must be done where handicap compliant accessible routes are present to the destination where the space is being sought to serve. If the compliant routes are not available, handicap parking spaces should not be approved. Handicap accessible parking spaces should have access aisles at least 60 inches wide and have marked accessible route to destination. On a public street, these aisles would be out in the driving lanes of the streets, making for an unsafe, unacceptable layout. Accessible routes also need to have handicap accessible ramps with both tactile warning strips where berm and curbing is encountered. For these reasons, handicap parking spaces on public streets should not be approved. That's from the city engineer. We already had the public input. Are there any questions from the, DPW Superintendent Baptista, do you have any comments you'd like to make on this? So is there no parking on the side of the street where they want to put the handicap spot, or? Okay. Thank you. Are there any questions from the committee? Let me just double check. I do not believe there is a report from the Commission on Disabilities on this. I do not see a report from the Commission on Disability. I'll just read the reason for the request. Concern of falling while crossing the street to get to the vehicle. Disabled with many health conditions take medication that causes dizziness. So that was from the applicant. There is no comments from the Commission on Disabilities, and we've already heard from the DPW superintendent and also the city engineer that they're both not in favor of this application being granted. Are there any other questions from the committee? Okay, motion to approve. Motion to approve, seconded approval, please call the roll.
Councilors Crumpets,
No.
or Ariaga,
No.
Labrie,
No.
Roy.
No.
Okay, and the motion to approve, the report is unfavorable, 4-0. This will go before the full city council on Tuesday, August 6th. All right. Item number 28. Be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Chicopee as follows, that Chapter 260 as amended on February 21st, 1995 be further amended by striking from the following schedule, other handicap parking, 49 Elm Street handicap parking. This order was filed by Councilor Balakir. This is striking an existing handicap parking spot. And let me just read the comments here. 28. Item 28, delete 49 Elm Street. No comments, because the person that had requested this, I guess, is no longer at that address. Is there anyone here for public input on this item? Anyone on Zoom for public input on this item? Seeing none, can I have a motion to close public input?
Motion to close public input.
Motion second to close public input. Please call the roll to close public input.
Councilors Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga,
Yes.
Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
And public input is closed. Any comments from the committee? All right, can I have a motion, please? Motion to approve item 28. Please call the roll.
Councilors Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga,
Yes.
Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
Yes.
Okay, I think that's it. So thank you for coming out. Thank you for your input. I'm sure it was tonight.
Only got 14 more orders.
Only. But thank you for coming out. Thanks for your input.
Yeah.
You too.
Take
Yeah,
care.
see ya.
Okay, and we have 4 in favorable, none against, and this will go before the full city council on Tuesday, August 6th. Up all the signs and stuff. Now we will jump back to, I believe we're going back to item 2. Right, do I need to make a motion for going back to item 2 or just go back to item 2? Okay, all right. Just wanted to make sure, thank you. All right. Item number 2, be it ordained that Chapter 7 of the ordinances for the city of Chicopee as amended be and hereby further amended by striking out salaries as they pertain to the following named account and inserting in place thereof the following. To be operative July 1st, 2024. Auditing Department, Group 3, Assistant Auditor, stipend, $5,000. These and the following orders for financials are basically contractual, related to the budget that their contracts gave them raises. So these and the rest of the financial orders essentially reflect the raises that they got to just put them into the ordinance. So is there anyone here for public input on this? Is there anyone on Zoom for public input on this? Seeing none, can I have?
Motion to close public input.
Motion second to close public input. Please call the roll to close public input.
Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga, Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
Yes.
Are there any questions from the committee on this? And I have a motion, please.
Item number 2.
Motion seconded to approve item number 2. Please call the roll.
Councilors Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga,
Yes.
Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
They're working on that. And the ordinance, proposed ordinance has been approved 4-0. This will go before the full city council on Tuesday, August 6th. Item number 3. Be it ordained by, Be it ordained that Chapter 7 of the ordinances for the city of Chicopee, as amended, be and hereby further amended by striking out salaries as they pertain to the following named account and inserting in place thereof the following. To be operative July 1st, 2024, Planning Department, Development Manager, $78,842.88. Grade 8. Again, this is contractual for the salary increases that were done in the budget. Is there anyone here for public input on this item? Is there anyone on Zoom for public input on this item? Seeing none, can I have
Motion to close public input.
motion second to close public input? Please call the roll to close public input.
Kravitz,
Yes.
Ariaga,
Yes.
Labrie,
Madam Chair?
Roy.
Yes. Okay. And are there any questions from the committee on this? And I have a motion then,
Motion
please.
to approve item number 3.
Motion to approve, number 3. Please call the roll.
Kravitz,
Yes.
Ariaga,
Yes.
Labrie,
Madam
Roy.
Chair?
Roy.
Yes.
Did we have Gary sign it since he was out of chair or no? Okay, all right. And this has been approved 3-0 and go before the full city council on Tuesday, August 6th. Item number 4. Be it ordained that Chapter 7 of the ordinances for the city of Chicopee as amended be and hereby further amended by striking out salaries as they pertain to the following named accounts and inserting in place thereof the following. To be operative July 1st, 2024. Office of the City Clerk, Group 2, Compliance Officer, $25,826.47, Grade 4. Again, contractual with the new budget. Is there anyone here for public input? The audience? Anyone on Zoom for public input? Seeing no one's here for public input, please call the roll. All right, to close public input. Thank you. Please call the roll to close public input.
Kravitz,
Yes.
Ariaga, Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
Yes.
And public input is closed. Any questions from the committee? And I have a motion, please.
Motion to approve item number 4.
Motion's seconded to approve item number 4.
Councilors Kravitz,
Please call the roll. Yes. Yes.
Ariaga,
Yes.
Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
Yes.
Okay, and the proposed ordinance has been approved 4-0. This will go before the full city council on Tuesday, August 6th. Item number 5, be it ordained that Chapter 7 of the ordinances for the city of Chicopee as amended be and hereby further amended by striking out salaries as they pertain to the following named account and inserting in place thereof the following. To be operative July 1st, 2024. Human Resources, Group 2. Assistant Director, $64,373.04, Group 8. Benefits Coordinator, two of them, $64,373.04, Grade 8. And that's for each of them, their salaries. No, I'm sorry, one is $64,373.04. And the other one is $59,291.76, and they're both grade 8. Senior generalist, $54,350.64, grade 7. Administrative assistant, $39,734.64, grade 4. Generalist, $48,372.24, grade 6. Occupational safety manager, $58,988.16, grade 8. And HR business partner, $59,716.80. Is there anyone here for public input, or anyone on Zoom for public input on this item? Seeing none, can I have a motion to close public input?
Motion to close public input.
Motion seconded to close public input. Please call the roll to close public input.
Councilors Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga,
Yes.
Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
Yes.
And public input is closed. Any questions from the committee? Can I have a motion then, please? Motion to approve item number 5. Please call the roll for approval.
Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga, Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
Yes.
Thank you. And the motion has been approved 4-0, and this will go for the full city council on Tuesday, August 6th. Item number 6. Be it ordained that Chapter 7 of the ordinances for the city of Chicopee as amended be and is hereby amended amended by striking out salaries as they pertain to the following named account and inserting in place thereof the following. To be operative July 1st, 2024. Law Department, Group 2, Paralegal, 1, $67,233.60, grade 6. And then a second paralegal, 1, $64,226.88, also Group 6. Anyone here in the audience for public input on this item? Anyone on Zoom for public input on this item? Seeing none, can I have a motion to close public input? Motion second to close public input. Please call the roll to close public input.
Councilors Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga,
Yes.
Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
And public input is closed. Any questions from the committee on this? Seeing none, can I have a motion, please?
Item number 6.
Motion to approve item number 6. Please call the roll for approval.
Councilors Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga,
Yes.
Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
And the proposed ordinance has been approved 4-0. This will go before the full city council for Tuesday, August 6th. Item number 7, be it ordained that Chapter 7 for the ordinances for the city of Chicopee as amended be and is hereby further amended by striking out salaries as they pertain to the following named account and inserting in place thereof the following. To be operative July 1st, 2024, Office of the Treasurer, Group 2, Assistant Treasurer, $76,483.44, grade 8, and Special Projects Manager, $53,745.12, grade 5. Anyone here for public input or anyone on Zoom for public input? Seeing none, can I have a motion to close public input? Motion second to close public input. Please call the roll to close public input.
Councilors Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga,
Yes.
Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
Yes.
And public input is closed. Any questions from the committee? I have a motion then, please. Motion to approve, motion second to approve item number 7. Please call the roll for approval.
Councilors Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga, Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
Yes.
Okay, motion has been, the proposed ordinance has been approved 4-0. This will go before the full city council on Tuesday, August 6th. Item number 8, be it ordained that Chapter 7 of the ordinances for the city of Chicopee as amended be and hereby further amended by striking out salaries as they pertain to the following named account and inserting in place thereof the following. To be operative July 1st, 2024, Auditing Department, Group 2, Senior Accountant, $82,016.64, grade 8. And Budget Analyst, $82,016.64, also grade 8. Anyone here for public input? Anyone on Zoom for public input? No motion to close public input, seeing no one's here. Motion second to close public input, please call the roll.
Councilors Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga, Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
And public input is closed. And any questions from the committee? Oh, can I have a motion then, please?
Item number 8.
Motion to approve item number 8, please call the roll.
Councilors Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga, Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
And the proposed ordinance has been approved 4-0 and will go before the full city council on Tuesday, August 6th. Item number 9, be it ordained that chapter 7 of the ordinances for the city of Chicopee as amended be and hereby further amended by striking out salaries as they pertain to the following named account and inserting in place thereof the following. To be operative July 1st, 2024, Office of the Mayor, Group 2, Chief of Staff, $76,483.44, grade 8. Staff Assistant, $60,656.40, grade 5. Special Projects Manager, $60,238.80, grade 5. And Community and Constituent Liaison, $45,205.20, grade 5. Anyone here for public input or on Zoom for public input? Seeing none, can I have a motion to close public input? Motion second to close public input, please call the roll.
Councilors Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga, Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
And public input is closed. Any questions from the committee? And can I have a motion? Motion to approve item number 9, please call the roll.
Councilors Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga, Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
Would stand, yes?
And the proposed ordinance has been approved 4-0 and go before the full city council on Tuesday, August 6th. Okay, item number 10, be it ordained that chapter 7 of the ordinances for the city of Chicopee as amended be and hereby further amended by striking out salaries as they pertain to the following named accounts and inserting in place thereof the following. To be operative July 1st, 2024. Office of the City Council, Group 2, Administrative Assistant, $58,829.40, grade 6. Clerk, $39,919.95, grade 3. And part-time clerk, $19,350.01, grade 4. Anyone here for public input on this item? Anyone on Zoom for public input on this item? Seeing none, can I have a motion, please? Motion second to close public input. Please call the roll to close public input.
Councilors Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga, Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
And public input is closed. Any questions from the committee? Seeing none, can I have a motion, please? Motion to approve item number 10. Please call the roll.
Councilors Crumpets,
Yes.
Ariaga, Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
And the proposed ordinance has been approved 4-0. This will go before the full city council on Tuesday, August 6th. Item number 11, be it ordained that chapter 7 of the ordinances for the city of Chicopee as amended be and hereby further amended by striking out salaries as they pertain to the following named account and inserting in place thereof the following to be operative July 1st, 2024. Office of the Treasurer, Group 3, Assistant Treasurer, stipend, $5,000. Anyone here for public input? Anyone on Zoom for public input? Seeing none, can I have a motion to close public input? Motion second to close public input. Please call the roll to close public input.
Councilors Crampas?
Yes.
Arriaga?
Yes.
Labrie?
Yes.
Roy?
And public input is closed. Any questions from the committee? Seeing none, can I have a motion?
Motion to approve item number 11.
Motion second to approve item number 11. Please call the roll for approval.
Councilors Crampas?
Yes.
Arriaga?
Yes.
Labrie?
Yes.
Roy?
And the order has been approved 4-0 and go before the full city council on Tuesday, August 6th. Item number 12, be it ordained that chapter 7 of the ordinances for the city of Chicopee as amended be and hereby further amended by striking out salaries as they pertain to the following named account and inserting in place thereof the following to be operative on July 1st, 2024. Law Department, Group 1, City Solicitor, $72,333.81. Assistant City Solicitor, $65,368.33. Associate City Solicitor, 2, $65,368.33 for each one. Legal Counsel, $65,368.33. Chief of Litigation and Labor Relations, $68,583.17. Anyone in the audience or on Zoom for public input? Seeing none? Seeing none, can I please have a motion to close public input? Motion second to close public input. Please call the roll.
Councilors Crampas?
Yes.
Arriaga?
Yes.
Labrie?
Yes.
Roy?
Right. And any questions from the committee? Seeing none, can I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve item number.
Motion to approve item number 12. Please call the roll.
Councilors Crampas?
Yes.
Arriaga?
Yes.
Labrie?
Yes.
Roy?
Yes. We just want to tease you a little bit, Tim, and the rest of the legal department. And the proposed ordinance has been approved 4-0, and it'll go before the full city council on Tuesday, August 6th. Item number 13, be it ordained that the chapter 7 of the ordinances for the city of Chicopee as amended be and hereby further amended by striking out salaries as they pertain to the following named account and inserting in place thereof the following to be operative on July 1st, 2024. License Commission, Group 3, Chairman, $500. Commissioners, I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Chairman, $900, and then commissioners, $800 each. Is anyone here for public input on this item? Is anyone on Zoom for public input on this item? Seeing none, please motion to close public input.
Motion to close public input.
Motion second to close public input. Please call the roll to close public input.
Councilors Crampas?
Yes.
Arriaga?
Yes.
Labrie?
Yes.
Roy?
Okay, and public input is closed. And any questions from the committee? Okay, can I have a motion, please?
Item number 13.
Motion to approve item number 13. Please call the roll.
Councilors Crampas?
Yes.
Arriaga?
Yes.
Labrie?
Yes.
Roy?
We're getting there. We're getting there. I'm hoping we don't have a lot on the 6th agenda, so I can possibly not have a committee meeting. Anyways, motion, 4 in favor of the proposed ordinance, and this will go before the full city council on Tuesday, August 6th. All right. Item number 14, be it ordained that chapter 7 of the ordinances for the city of Chicopee as amended, the amended be and hereby further amended by striking out salaries as they pertain to the following named account and inserting place thereof the following to be operative on July 1st, 2024. Human Resources, Group 4, door clerks, $15 per hour. Is there anyone here for public input on this item? Anyone on Zoom for public input on this item? Seeing none, can I have a motion to close public input?
Motion to close public input.
Motion second to close public input. Please call the roll, close public input.
Councilors Crampus,
Yes.
Ariaga,
Yes.
Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
Okay, and public input is closed. Any questions from the committee? Seeing none, can I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve item number 14.
Motion to approve, item 14. Please call the roll.
Councilors Crampus,
Yes.
Ariaga,
Yes.
Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
Yes. Tuesday, August 6th. And last but not least, we have minutes from June 24th, 2024. Can I have a motion to approve minutes? Motion seconded to approve the minutes from 2024, from June, yeah. Motion to approve the meeting minutes from June 24th, 2024. Please call the roll.
Councilors Crampus,
Yes.
Ariaga, Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
Yes. And the minutes have been approved. Can I have a motion?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, second motion to adjourn. Please call the roll for adjournment.
Councilors Crampus,
Yes.
Ariaga, Labrie,
Yes.
Roy.
And we are adjourned. Thank you very much for.
I mean, if you want to stay.
Hopefully, if there's not a lot on the agenda